Okay, new ban list is now in effect, so time for mass deck updates. Starting off with the Elite Beat Hero, even though I would prefer to start off with Chaos Dragons, as that has actually taken this deck's place as my actual main deck. This is still one of my main decks, but it's just kind of dropped in the ranks. Overall, this deck hasn't actually had much change done to it. Obviously, there was one mandatory change that I had to do to it, and then a couple of changes that were made because I'm able to do stuffs with certain cards now. But anyways, might as well just rip straight into this. And we'll start off with the painfully obvious playset of Alias, which are now the only Geminis I run, so yeah, Spark, yeah, it's just, yeah. Stratos, of course, thank God they didn't get hit or anything. Bubble Man, of course. Captain Gold still lives on because it is still proving its worth. Voltec, random tech elemental hero Voltec. Basically, this thing brings back any of my heroes that are banished. Like if I banish them through Miracle Fusion or something like that. It's light, it works with Honest. It's only 1,000 attacks, so it's not exactly the grandest thing ever, but if you can use it to like poke at your opponent, you can get some stuff going off on that. So it's just a random tech card for now. Hopefully it'll work well. I have Silver Sentinel because this thing just has a lot of synergy with the way that the deck runs. Just a lot of back row. If your opponent hits this, they're pretty much shit out of luck. And I can overlay Earth Food for Gaia and stuff like that. The Thrasher is just the Thrasher, and the Honest because, yeah. So, spells, we got the Duality, we got the E-Call, and our Rotar. Just generic searching stuff for the deck. We have our Skyscraper. We have our Miracle Fusions for all those sorts of fusion plays and shenanigans and stuff like that. Super Poly, now pretty much a permanent side because of a certain awesome source pack that just came out. 3 Gemini Sparks. Of course, it's a bit iffy to run 3 when I've only got 3 targets, but it doesn't really matter to me because, yeah. 2 MSTs. We got Storm, the Dark Hole, the Reborn. So overall, the Spell and Trap lineup I don't think has even changed from the last deck update, but I don't know but I don't know how the deck was when I last updated it. So yeah. Anyways, traps. 1 Starlight Road for the insurance. 1 warning now. This is actually kind of treading on thin ice because I gave this a shot in my Hieratic deck on Dueling Network, and by the time I topped into this thing, I did not have enough life points to pay for it. It's still been proving to be useful, but of all the traps in this deck, this is the one that is the most likely to get dropped if I'm going to make changes to the deck. So, yeah. And I've got Solemn Judgment as well to back up. Double Breakthrough Skill. Thank God I managed to pull both of these because the price has been going up-ish sort of recently. I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks or something now, so I'm happy that I managed to pull my 2. This thing is amazing. It's double effect Veiler. It's just incredible. I love this card to bits. Okay, double Hero Blast for obvious reasons. 2D Prison, I managed to find room in the extra deck to fit this in, although I don't have compulsories in this deck anymore, which kind of sucks because I think it'd be pretty handy for this format, but whatever. 2 Bottomlesses, all hollowed out and everything, because, yeah. And then a Torrential and a Mirror Force. So that's the main deck. Extras have seen a couple of changes, but I'll just explain them as they go along. 2 Shinings, of course. Escuridao, I ordered one in from the States, and it showed up just in time for the Star Pack coming out, which has actually made this tournament legal here in Australia and over in Europe. So, huzzah for all that. Escuridao is now awesome since basically Escuridao's legality makes Super Poly a dead cert staple in the main decks, which is really awesome. So we got 1 Absolute Zero, and one Nova Master. I'm thinking of maybe doubling up on both of these, maybe putting them in the side just in case I go up against like the Mermals in the Fire Fist matchup and shit. Great Tornado and Gaia. So that's all the fusions I have in the main. Xyz, start off with a Shockmaster. It's not that hard to summon because you know you can just go Thrasher, Stratos, Bubble Man, and you've got it. One Blade Armor because it's a beat stick. One Excalibur, once again it's a beat stick. One Utopia, no Ray because Ray's been... I feel like Ray's just way too situational. It's won me games in the past. It could have won me games as well had I not misplayed so badly, but yeah, I just don't really feel like Ray's a good option for me in the future. So, anyways, Gagaga Cowboy took this out of my Yuma deck, so yeah, I've got to face a bit of a uphill battle to get another one because apparently these things are worth a bit. My Stroke, because it's awesome. Papal Operative, this thing is amazing. And Stardust Dragon to bust out with Starlight Road. Side deck, it's provisional for now, but I am hopefully it'll work. I got Chimeratech Fortress, of course, for that sort of stuff. Thunder King, the semi-limiting of Thunder King never hurt me because I usually run them in 2s anyway, so yeah. 2 Trap Eaters, which I've actually noticed since there's going to be a bunch of stuff that runs continuous traps, you know, your Macro Rabbits, your Fire Fists, your Mermals, I think have like the Abyss Sphere sort of thing going, you know. I think that makes this pretty handy. It's a tuner as well, so I can synchro into Stardust if I feel like doing that. And a Dark Tiger, so I can Miracle Fusion into Escuridao if I want to. Topple Cyber Dragon, because there's no point running Chimeratech without having Cybers. Prohibition, still always pretty handy. Smashing Ground, I'd like to have Soul Takers, but I've only got 2 copies and they are in the side deck for my Chaos Dragons. Xing Zhen, like you get the first turn, seal off annoying stuff like because with most Fire Fists they have to set all their continuous spells and traps before they activate them. So when they like use an effect to set like their tanky or something, just flip this and they're screwed from. They just can't do much with that. And bribes, because I didn't know what else to put into the side deck, so I thought when in doubt, bribe. So yeah, that's my Elite Beat Hero deck list, fully updated to conform to the latest ban list. I'm obviously going to have deck list updates for Chaos Dragons and what is it? There's the Chaos Dragons, and then there's also the Heretics as well that are going to get updated. And then once I get around to transforming the thing into other forms like Dino Rabbit or something like that, then I'll update those as well. So yeah, and until that point, kudos, I guess. Except not really, I don't know.